Hello and welcome to our podcast, Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. I'm Lauren. And I'm Michelle. And we're so excited you stopped by for a visit. Come on in. Yeah, make yourself at home. We're two Midwestern sisters who love a good old-fashioned conversation and enjoy sharing our life experiences with one another and you. Consider this your one-stop shop for cozy, mindful well-being, along with some entertainment and lots of wheezy laughing. Oh, you bet there'll be a lot of that going around. Our goal is to live our coziest life and inspire you to do the same because the truth is, we think it's good for your mind and your body. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, let's get cozy. Well, hello there and happy holidays. Welcome back to Cozy Conversation with the Sister Project. I am Lauren, your host, joined by my sister from the same mister, Michelle Anderson.
As always, here I am.
Welcome.
Yeah, girl.
It's not too early to say happy holidays, is it?
No.
Michelle, do you say, how do you greet the general public when exchanging currency for coffee or saying hello to someone on the street? What is your greeting during the holiday season?
Happy holidays. I feel like that's an all-encompassing,
very inclusive of you. I like that.
Yeah, I try to be conscious of that. Unless I know you've got some like Christmas love and freak out there that's got 100 trees in their house. They're getting a Merry Christmas. And I know my Jewish friends will do Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone like personally close that celebrates Kwanzaa, but I would love to say Happy Kwanzaa.
Yes, and their cards are gorgeous. Actually, I'm gonna find someone who celebrates Kwanzaa.
Do it.
I also really wanted to bring back Season's Greetings, but it's not that easy to say.
It isn't that iffy.
Can you try it? Hi, how are you? Thank you for stopping by my store.
Hey there, Season's Greetings. What? No. Mm-mm. No, seasons greetings, seasons. No, and also I don't like to see my crooked teeth in the picture in the video right now. So I'm going to say happy holidays, happy holidays,
Season's greetings,
happy holidays, happy holidays. Hey, happy holidays.
So much easier.
It's annoying. We just lost 3 listeners with that segment right there.
Well, if you
By the way,
you lose, see you later, listener.
Excuse me, I need to do a shout out right now to our one male listener, Craig Peterson.
That's
Craig
not
Peterson,
true. I think we have another shout out that
we do.
Keep going.
I get a text from Craig Peterson who is like, surprise. And now he's sending me TikToks. Surprise. And I'm like, you know what? He's like, now you have me looking up surprise.
Well, I know that Jeff Pagato, he listens to our podcast.
There
are other male listeners. And from what I've been told, a former classmate of a Fenwick Friar of mine listens. Mr. Matt Taglia is a loyal listener of Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. So Matt, goodness,
Matt.
I was honestly really surprised to hear this.
Wow.
Do me a favor, Matt, and you just put this episode in a little text message thread and you just share this with all of your Fenwick Friar friends.
Hell yeah, man.
Season's greetings to you.
Season's greetings to all our male listeners.
Thanks you guys for listening. Dude, share this with your guy friends.
Dude, we should have an event for the dude listeners.
We'll have like 4 people.
That's fine. 4 people to talk to. That's all we need.
I love you so much. I was just telling Michelle, I'm so grateful for her optimism and her leadership in our partnership.
And her fearlessness. When it comes to, you know what? It doesn't, it just ask, what's the worst they can say?
Nothing.
I know.
Fuck you. Who cares? Yeah. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Michelle, go ahead and take away today's review. And again, you guys, I'm trying to keep track. Lucky you if we read it again, but I don't think we've ever read this one before.
I don't either. This review comes by way of Danny Finnerty. It says, laugh out loud and peeing with 5 stars. Right there, you had me at and peeing.
Done.
Okay,
didn't have to write anything else.
Nipple tweak coming your way, Danny. I love cozy convos with these 2 crazy, funny, witty, fall-loving sisters. Every episode, I'm laughing so hard. And to be honest, it's a make-you-pee kind of laugh.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. We'll talk to her about pelvic floor later.
Mm-hmm.
Very few people make me think, man, I want to be their friend. But these 2 make me want to hang with them and laugh and cry. Keep up the amazing work. You are really changing lives one laugh at a time.
It's that line, because I try to want to put something good out in the world. Like I want to be remembered when I die for like, she did good. And right here, it's saying that I am changing lives one laugh at a time. And Danny, I thank you. you will get 2 nipple tweaks from me the next time I see you.
Not a
one.
padiddle.
And if you've got more than 2, you'll get 3. I know someone who's got a third nipple. It's on his rib cage.
Really? Do you guys?
It's a nipple. It's a nipple. I've seen it. Next time I see him, I want to ask him if I can touch it. It's a him and it's a third nipple.
Maybe he's our 4th listener. 3rd nipple, 4th listener.
All right, you guys. What a hoot. All right, listens. Go ahead, enjoy our episode, and we'll see you on the flip side. Stay cozy. There we are.
Oh my God. You don't live for this day.
Look at Loesch. My Aunt Loesch got me this mug when I became a mom. And it's a big bear. So it's like a traveler's cup. It has like the lid on it, keeps things warm, like a thermos mug. And there's a big bear on it. And it says mama, because I'm a mama bear now.
Mama bear. I got it. For the visual, mama bear.
Anthony, when Luna was born, Loesch sent Anthony a hat. And now he wears it. He hasn't worn it, but now I feel like he's really feeling his role as a girl dad.
All right, hang on a second. He was feeling his
and
role.
And the I in girl has a heart as its dot.
That is, first of all, he's the cutest girl
and
dad.
And he wears
ever.
it loud and proud.
He was feeling girl dad, but the moment he found out.
I know, but now I think he's starting to like really come into the role and willing to wear things that say I'm a dad. Like I'm not. I'm a little. We both really aren't like that. But you give in when you have a kid. Like I'm going to get a Charlie Brown Christmas sweatshirt. I'm going to rock that motherfucker all holiday long because she is obsessed with not just the Peanuts gang, Charlie.
Charlie, so she likes little bald guys with sprigs of hair. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, Lauren. When you become a mom, I feel like I'm also like not into like the gimmicky kind of things, but I found myself sort of like living in through the eyes of my children and getting in on the fun.
It's fun.
It's
never
fun.
Saw myself in that role. And then when you kind of break down those little blockages.
Roll barriers.
And you roll barriers. Yeah.
That's a real technical
let's just
term,
do a little
by the
quick.
way.
Let's do a little. What's the matter?
That's a technical term. Roll barrier. Just made up by me.
A roll barrier. Yeah, you did make that up.
Yeah,
let's do a reset. My shoulders are feeling stiff.
Uh-oh.
So
Coffee's
let's
grinding.
roll those shoulders up to the ears and back. I like to squeeze those little shoulder blades together.
Titties out, titties out, titties out, titties out.
Like Yogi Brian says, relax your tits. Relax your butthole. And if once you say to do that, how...
Well, it's like in yoga.
I had needed I have not taken a deep breath this morning because I kind of just woke up with movement, like on the go. And it really makes a difference.
Well, it's like when you're on the yoga mat and the instructor reminds you to like relax your jaw.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do, like I often realize I'm like, oh my God, how are your teeth not chipped? Relax the jaw.
Okay, well, I take a class on Peloton. I've got 2 stories to tell you. We're going to roll right into this.
Well, you know what? I'm here for all of them. So let's see.
I've been taking, well, welcome. I've been taking Dennis Morton, I think is his name, Dennis Morton, and he's an instructor on Peloton. He is my vibe to a T. Not a lot of fluff. He's just fucking straight to the point. He doesn't get too like woo woo. And I like going woo woo, but he reminds me of my teaching. I kind of, tap on that woo woo, but we kind of move along. He and I are simpatico. So anyone that's on that app, Peloton app, check out Dennis Morton. He is just phenomenal. Well, the other day I took one of his restorative yoga classes. I've been doing the evening classes, which is really lovely. Like just setting the baby sleeping. I light a candle.
It's really nice.
Maybe took half of an edible. I am just like, I should just
like
grow my armpit hair and I'm feeling good.
Literally. And you're there.
Okay. So, and I've been doing power classes at night and it kind of like gets your body, feels really good. But one night I was so tired, but I'm like, I want to like at least just get some like mindfulness and slowness in. So I took a restorative class. Have you ever taken a restorative class?
Yes, love. Once you get, once you get past the fact that where you're like, remind yourself, this is restorative. This is not like a heart rate raiser.
No,
we're not stretching. We're laying.
There are certain people who might be listening who I know who like ants in their pants. They can't, they're like, "Oh, I
Really?
can't," because
Even me, I'm
because
antsy and I can do that.
no, there's other yogis that I know who like are like, no, I need my chaturangas, and I get
No.
it too. But I have learned, and I encourage everyone out there to sign up for a slow, deep, restorative type yoga class, because what this might happen. So what happened was the instructor had us start in like a supported back bench. So you have your blocks and there's a bolster kind of propping you up. And I was there, but I've had my neck stuff going on and I just wanted a bit more comfort. So I'm like, screw it. I'm going to put the boulder in front of me and I'm going to kind of saddle my thighs around the boulder and do child's pose. So I'm going to just lay on top and rest. And I like that pose. Yeah, you can really feel like your back breathe, like you could breathe all the way down. It's beautiful. Well, I was in the class and then
No, what?
I woke up about 40 minutes. Wait.
Shut up, Lauren.
Woke up in child's pose.
Shut up, Lauren.
And
like
I was kind of like stuck though. Yeah, well, my body was a little, I think the blood circulation had gotten cut off, Michelle. I had to roll onto my back like a turtle.
No, Lauren.
And my legs stayed bent. They weren't quite ready to unbend.
You're like a cockroach.
Like a dead, gross. Yes, but yes, I hate cockroaches, but like a turtle. More like a cockroach. And my feet were so asleep. They were completely numb to the touch. I had to like hit them on the floor.
All right. Take note, folks. This is not a good position.
This is not for 40 minutes. Pins and needles. Michelle, I couldn't extend my legs because I was in for almost an hour. I was in a ball shape. I think about people who are like, like maybe stuck, or people that get like, you remember baby Jessica that fucking fell down the pipe. What's it called? The pipe. So I just read something random about her, baby Jessica. Oh my God, this is such a throwback. He was back in like,
oh my God, this 80s. Is a throwback.
I'm going to make up a lot of facts here because I'm going to do recall from a like 4-year-old's memory. Baby Jessica, I remember mom watching it on the news. Basically all the news was like almost like a helicopter view of a bunch of people surrounded by what was like a sewage pipe. I don't even know what
it was like a downspout in the ground and it went deep. She was down
deep
there
and she got stuck down there. Her little body, oh my God, I can't even imagine. She was stuck down there, and for however many hours or days, probably a long full day, they hurried to save her. And I don't remember if they put down a line and they had to get her to hold on to it. We'll do some research, but she is however old she is now. And I guess at the age of 21 or something, she got a trust fund from all the money that was donated.
Oh my God.
To her family for funds and help. Yep. There's more to this story, but the reason why I was talking about Jessica is because at her age, she was probably able to like stretch out her body. I'm sure she had some bumps and bruises and injuries, but what happened to me the other day was alarming.
Just a sign of age, better if we lay in a corpse position.
Oh my God.
I can't believe that you actually knocked out for that long in that position. Just goes to show how tired. I told you this age, there's a different kind of exhaustion when you get to the phase of the moving baby. When the child starts.
Are you talking about Luna's age?
She's in the She's in the Homo erectus.
Oh, she's Homo erectus.
Evolution, and she's a runner and she's a climber. So you are constantly on walk. Like there is no.
You're getting like a depletion of energy by the end of the day, and she's doing that thing where she's running right now, and her arms out in front of her, and she's kind of like, it is the funniest thing I've ever seen. She's so cute, man. Oh man, it is so good. So that is, but I don't want to deter anyone from getting your yoga on. If your feet fall asleep, then I had to lay down for an extra 5 minutes and let things come back too.
But I want to point out one thing, because I thought that this is something worth noting. You mentioned earlier in this conversation that you wanted to do something. You weren't feeling really like the power yoga thing, but you wanted to give yourself some mindfulness, just restore your body, whatever. 3 cheers for listening to your body
thank you.
And doing something that is equally as important, if not more, than going and doing 20 push-ups in a chaturanga.
Well, I wasn't going to be able to. I was really pooped, and I just wanted to do something. And I do it in the office. Like I said, I set the mood. It is like a little like oasis when I'm in there. So it's and it's just a candle. We don't have a big space. It's
You don't
literally
need
in the
much.
office. It's behind me, you guys. Like
You
this
don't
does
need
not look
nothing.
like no. And it's just, all it is a couple minutes. I mean, listen, I know how hard it is to find minutes in the day to do things for yourself, but I think it's so important. I think it's like, if you don't, you're going to be burning that candle and you're going to burn out. And guess what, you guys, 'tis the season. And Michelle and I, after we do a little catch up, we're going to talk about holiday hygiene. So we'll get there. Michelle, let's catch up. And I know you went on, again, something else that I don't do enough of are these like kind of long distance trips with girls. So I have a friend that does this and she is a pro. She's like you. She does even more. But tell me about what you guys did. You guys went to Marco Island?
Yes, I so lucky. I just, holy gratitude. Bucket filleth over, cup runneth over.
Holy gratitude. That is our hashtag for the season.
Gratitude.
I'm taking note.
We're taking
holy gratitude.
Third annual retreat. I call it a retreat to my friend Marcy's Marco Island Oasis. Okay, in Florida. This experience with this group of women that I go with never disappoints, Lauren. And I swear to God, every time I go, it's like, you talk restorative all day long, honey. You get up, you go for your walk on your beach. Apparently, what we've determined with me is I do have, even though I have Chilean moccasins for heel skin, I am exceptionally sensitive to the crushed seashells on your
feet, even though you have like a really thick, hard bottom foot
there's
skin?
like a husk, even though there's like a husk covering. It's still, for some reason, this is what I was telling the girls. I'm like, guys, I just had the Parmesan cheese grater taken to those feet before I came. And I think the nerve endings were extremely close, because I was like, it was like waterboarding for me. They're like, let's go for a walk. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
So did you have to put shoes on?
I did, but it's not comfortable walking in sand. And
I know. And I love the sound and the texture of crushed seashells.
And the seashells in Marco, it's just a joke. It's like the beach is incredible.
Yeah, Florida's beaches are gorgeous. They really, really are. I mean,
they really are.
They are.
We did something on one of the days that we had not done before, which was the girls chartered a boat. A Captain Chris, and I'm
sorry, did you say Captain or
Captain? Captain Chris, and he took us to a place called Keewaydin Island. Have you ever heard of such a place?
I've never heard of this.
Well, let me tell you. Okay, this island is only accessible by boat. Okay, and it's a little hidden gem off the coast of Naples. White sand. Okay.
Oh,
perfect sand. Seashells like you've never seen.
Did you collect any seashells? And you bring them home? Show me one. Show and fucking tell. Let me see this
one up.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Oh my God. And then what do you do with your shells? Do you bring them home?
Yeah. I have a whole jar here.
Same. Here. So what are you going to do with them?
Put them. Well, I was
Wait, let me see that sand dollar. I've never had a full sand dollar.
Picked it up.
Gorgeous.
2 years ago. Well, I got a little inspo from Marcy. Her home it's seashell themed. Let's say it's not. It's so kick-ass. There's like incredible wallpaper, whatever. But she's collected seashells for 100 years, and they are in little wooden flat bowls on top of a.
That's very Florida. That's very beachy. It's beautiful.
It's so stunning.
It's beautiful.
It just.
Oh my God, I love those wooden beachy bowls. What?
But I wanted to tell you about this. So we went on one of our walks on sidewalks. We went to a place called Bargain Basket Thrift Shop. And, we've been talking about thrifting.
I love, how good was this? How good was it? Bargain Thrift Shop?
Whoa, no.
Oh, Bargain
Basket.
Bargain Basket. I thought you said Bargain Basket.
Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Bargain
Basket Thrift Shop
in Marco Island. I am telling you right now. First of all, I bought two things. One, Marcy held up this leather blazer and said, you have to have it. So I was like, whatever. And
what was the cost of it? I'm so curious.
That was $40.
Oh, that's a steal.
Steal. So fitted. Fits like a glove.
Dude, listen, I was at jury duty last week, and a woman walked in with the most beautiful sweater I've
ever seen in my entire life. It was buttoned and it had like a belt that was knitted just like it was the most perfect fit. But then she had like Louis Vuitton and really nice shoes. So I'm like, I gotta ask her, but I'm sure it's probably something outrageous.
Fancy.
But then as she was leaving, she got called. I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, I love your sweater. She's like, it's thrifted. And I was like, fuck off. That is amazing. Like just find the best. She was, I can't even tell you where it's from, but it's thrifted.
See, and imagine how
she was
good
so
she
excited.
felt. Because she was probably like, yes, it's confirmed. This is the greatest find I've ever found. And I did not pay top dollar for it.
No. And it's going to another person who's going to love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you found this
so
leather.
I found
you said cream
leather
or
blazer.
white?
It's like a cream. I think it's
beautiful.
like more
I can't
cream.
Wait to see it.
Super cute, super fitted, and a really cute gold purse, like vintage metal handle, like clips.
The handle was beautiful,
darling.
Yeah, vintage clutches are my favorite thing to find. I found several. God, what are they called? Whitney and Davis, I think they're called. I forget. They are like chain link purses. And they're typically like gold or silver. And I found a gold one recently while on a girls trip, because antiquing and thrifting is fun when you're with your friends and you have maybe a small buzz and you find something and they're like, get it.
And you're like,
then
okay.
You're like, okay.
Exactly what happened to me with the leather jacket. I'm like, are you guys sure? And they're like, you have to have it. And I said, yes, ma'am.
And then how much was the purse?
$25.
Yeah. See, mine was expensive and I was kind of bugged by it, but that's okay.
Well, I don't know. This particular shop,
Whiting and Davis. I'm sorry.
Guys,
Whiting and Davis.
Lauren, if you ever are there, you have to go here specifically. It is so
bargain
organized.
basket.
It's so organized. It smelled so good. Like, it's darling. They get on the loudspeaker and they're like, hello, bargain basket shoppers. It's time for the top of the hour power dollar wower. And you're like, where am I?
I want to be there.
Everyone left with something.
So, good. See, not everyone that came with us left with something. And I was like, just buy a trinket, buy like a little holiday mug, anything. Okay. And did you guys eat anywhere particularly delicious?
Yeah. We would do salads during the day, salads and granola bowls, breakfast and lunch. Marcy makes this incredible dressing. It's a tahini dressing that you can literally put on anything, including your best friend. Lick it off.
Michelle wrote in our newsletter today that you can use this dressing to put it on your special friend and lick it off.
Yep, that's how good it is. And that's what we would have done at Marcy's if we didn't have carrot sticks.
So this is a dipper.
It's a dipper. It's a lettuce topper. We only ate it on salads, but you can dip anything in
God,
it. It's Lauren, you will love it.
Yeah, I'm going to make it this weekend.
But we did hit up one spot called the Island Gypsy Cafe and Marina Bar in Naples. Best sunset views, incredible mussels. We all it was a wonderful time and came back feeling like a new person.
I love that. I feel like, like I mentioned, I don't take enough trips with my girlfriends and I have to. I need to amp. That's like, honestly, starting like next year, I've even been thrown out to people like, let's do this. Let's go to New York, or I'm dying to like do a quick, but it's for me though, it's hard for me to like go to places like London without Anthony, because I do love experiencing our travels together.
Let me give you a tip.
I got a baby now, man.
Let me give you a tip on how to make the girl trip happen. Pencil in the date every single year. Commit to that time every single year. That's what we do.
Like the same one.
On
the
this
same
trip,
date.
She's like, idea. Ladies, let's get out our calendars, and we do it and we mark it, and it's there. And you know you're doing it. It's something to look forward to. It's become kind of a regular thing around here, and everybody wins.
Beautiful. Wins. That's a great tip, Michelle. That's a great tip.
Yeah.
Okay. So change of convos, just a moment. I'm really excited because I'm doing something different this holiday season.
Oh,
I have had the same Christmas decorations and like vibe of my tree forever. Since we've moved here, which is, okay, it's beautiful. It's a fake tree, but then I have these velvet big poinsettia of flowers that I shove in there. It's basically traditional red and green. And then I have our ornaments, which kind of go with that theme. It's a beautiful decoration, but I was thinking the other day, I'm like, oh my God, wait a second. Is Luna going to like go ham on our Christmas tree? Is she going to like want to like pull on everything and whatnot? Cause then I started reading about it and it could be a thing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just change it up a little bit this year. Plus I want a different vibe. I want a cozier Christmas tree. So I did a little like looking around. I'm going to go I'm going Scandinavian with my Christmas tree.
What are you going to put on one ornament and call it a day?
One wooden ornament. No, what I'm going to do is I got the gray and white felt balls from Trader Joe's because I guess the Scandi vibe is like grays and cozy colors, like, you know, where you kind of feel like you're wrapped in a cozy sweater. And so it's the white and gray balls that I'm going to wrap around my tree. My tree has white lights and I might just do like gold, like unbreakable, you know, the ones that basically bounce if they fall, like just gold balls. That's it. Love it. I have some very, very special ornaments, like from Mom, her Christopher Radko. When I say some, I have one. I have one ornament from Mom that if it goes, that will make me so sad. So I'm going to do everything to preserve that one and just not hang shit that I think might die.
That's a good idea.
Along with my mom.
My tree tipped over and I had one ornament from Mom too. And now that, along with my leather jacket, the only two things I've ever cared about in my life are gone.
Wait a second.
My letter jacket.
Yeah, your letter jacket. Michelle was talking about her high school letter jacket again yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Michelle.
Trauma. Is anybody around here? Everybody else has problems, but I'm not allowed to feel anything. That's where I am in my family. Everyone else is like, I've got so many problems. I say one thing about my Letterman jacket and they shred me for it. So sorry.
You know, you're right. I am minimizing your trauma. Like it's like no big deal.
Bothers
but
me.
It is. I am.
Bothers me. Bothered me yesterday. You know why?
Okay, wait, listen. Explain how your tree tipped over. And when was this?
The year after Mom died. She probably pushed it over. I don't have any idea. But I want to tell you a story. When my kids were 3 or 4 and I was exhausted, we set up the Christmas tree. They were probably a little bit older. Maybe they were 5.
Yeah. It takes a little bit for them to kind of like get into it.
You know, they were older because they did this. And I have no concept of time. I need to like measure it in height of kids. I don't have any idea. Anyway, I sat on my little couch.
Yeah.
And I put my tree up and I pulled out all the ornaments. And every single one of them, I didn't freaking care. And I sat there and I watched them decorate the tree, seemed like an eternity. And it was one of the most wonderful moments in my mothering life when they were done. That tree had 322 ornaments in one small 12-inch corner and nowhere else. And I just peed my pants and they loved it. And they were like, Mommy, look at this ornament. I'm like, that is so beautiful. Where are you going to put it? And they were like a magnet right next to the next one. And then those little sweeties went to bed. And then I had my glass of wine or whatever. And I went up there and I just spread that shit out. And that is what Christmas with little kids is all about.
I'm so excited for that. Yeah. So what I'm going to get her though for her bedroom is they have these felt Christmas trees that you put on a wall. So I'm going to have her and you have like these little felt ornaments that you pop on there. Yeah. So I'm going to start getting into that with her. I'm starting to get into like the sensory tables and making listen, like I will put all of her toys out, but then I'll have like my wrapping stuff out and she'll see my streamer and it's got her attention for 40 minutes. So I'm coming up with like little things I can make with streamers that are shorter or long, just to fuck around with. There you go.
Because all they need is a box. You know, these little sweeties.
All they need is a box.
Throw away all of the wooden toys, all of the plastic toys. Throw it all away. Just as the Amazon deliveries come in, she'll be set.
Give her the box.
She'll be set until you give her a phone, which won't be until she is 18.
God, 100. Michelle, last week we were talking about pomegranate seeds, and I just want to give a quick shout out to a new little thing I'm eating that is fucking mind-blowing.
Okay, let's see.
I love pomegranate seeds. As you know, I just eat them as is and put them on anything I can find. If I have a vessel for it, it goes on, and I came up with a new one.
Well, and consider I've been influenced because I've got a pomegranate waiting back there, and I'm going to do exactly what you told me right now.
Go to Trader Joe's and just go get their whole fat Greek yogurt.
Got it in my fridge.
And just take some fucking pomegranates and sprinkle them all over your yogurt and eat it.
That's it?
It is mind blowing. Because here's
Okay.
the thing about a pomegranate seed. There's that seed in the inside that you kind of have to like work through. But when you put it in with like that creamy, tart, tangy yogurt, and then that juice explodes in your mouth, it literally erupts like all bunch of different seeds. Just
it's like a
open
firework
in your mouth.
I want to say juice explode in your mouth.
Yes.
There were a lot of visuals there that
it's so good. And it's so good for you. Try it and let me know.
Okay,
Listener,
I will. I'm going to
try it and let me know.
I'm going to have it for breakfast after we're done recording.
And it is imperative that you use Trader Joe's Greek yogurt. I mean, you can use whatever Greek yogurt.
But this one is the
yogurt.
Best. You got it. Take your time. Yogurt.
That you want, but Trader Joe's is the bomb.com.
It is. Agreed. Only one I buy.
Michelle, before I do a quick review of Britney Spears, you said you have the ingredients. That's what your note here is on the podcast doc. I have these ingredients. I'm going to make this and try it on the pod.
Yes.
But you're not going to try it on the pod because
I lied. I didn't.
You haven't done your pomegranate yet.
I didn't beat it with my wooden spoon.
But I
look forward to it.
Enjoy and wear an apron. Because that's going to squirt. Don't get that on that pretty shirt.
Squirting.
Okay, you guys, we are diving into a quick lightning round of what are you reading, watching, and listening to?
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
And so
I need my nerd stick. My glasses are down to here.
Why don't you have your nerd stick anymore?
Don't know where it is.
Michelle has this special wax she puts on her glasses so that her glasses don't drop to the edge of her nose. And it's like a trigger for me. Not trigger. It's like a pet peeve.
No, it does. It does. I know it does. I can tell. And Lauren, if she doesn't like it or she notices, she's going to tell me. Not me. If you've got like a piece of lettuce on your cheek, I'm just going to let you have it.
Oh my God. If people I was like, when I'm like at dinner, if someone is talking to me and they've got food in their teeth.
No, I don't.
And not like if they've got like spinach, after they've finished a sentence, I literally will say, okay, hold on. Spinach, tooth here, keep going.
Okay,
like, I just want them to know.
Is good. I like the way you said it.
What?
Hey, hang on. Spinach, right tooth.
Yeah, we don't make a big deal out of it. You
know,
pardon me, spinach, location, proceed.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't want to see it either.
I know. Well, I don't know what to do. I like literally turn and run. If somebody's got something on their face, I will just pretend like I have lost my vision.
Good to know. Good to know. And the funniest thing about this is Michelle will actually ask me to check her teeth. So if you're with Michelle, if you're wondering, you might as well just ask her because she will not tell you if you don't ask.
No, I'll have Lauren come on over and do that third by cuff of it.
Okay, so I am literally like a page or two done or away with The Woman in Me by Britney Spears.
And what are you thinking? Give it
There's
to me
so
straight.
much. We need like a whole freaking series on this. Okay.
Really?
I'm happy that she wrote her book because there's just a lot to unpack here. Listen, it can't be easy to get a conservatorship. It can't be easy to have a judge say, I'm relinquishing you of all of your powers of decision making and I'm going to give it to someone else. And then they gave it to her dad. By all accounts, her dad sounds like a complete asshole from her perspective. Part of me is like, you know what, Dad, why don't you, maybe you should just let her go do her thing. But then you do think of the people like Corey Haim and the very troubled child stars who like really didn't like make it out alive. Literally for some of these. But at the same time, she never discloses what she really was asked to go to was forced to go to rehab for. I think 2 or 3 times she went to rehab. Except for she mentioned energy supplements that she was popping and her dad was like, nope.
And she also had mentioned being addicted to Adderall as well. Did she talk about that?
I don't know if she used the word addicted.
I don't know if she used it in the book, but I thought I read
But the point, but I guess my point is she never really discloses. And she doesn't have to, but if you're going to write a tell-all book, I would, if there is a tell-all, like, is there a mental illness involved here? And maybe talk about it and spread some awareness and talk about the symptoms and talk about how you help yourself if you don't want to talk about how your family helped you or didn't help you. Maybe what are you doing? And if there is addiction or if there is substance abuse, maybe let's just unpack it. Let's talk about it. This is why you have a book and people will maybe see you. So I feel like there's a lot of like, my family, they suck. They made me do all this. I'm fine. I was a lot of victim and I was just wild. I was a wild girl. I just wanted to party and have fun, which I bet she freaking did because she worked 20 hours a day when she was like 9 till whenever. But she just kind of like, and the shaving of the head was about like, it was almost a
being
rebellious
control, like a
thing.
fuck you.
And I also understand that. But at the same time, I remember there was severe unraveling. But was she? And then and also the question remains: was she unraveling because of the hold her family and the industry had on her, and that's what caused her to break down? She does admit to having a mental breakdown.
Okay. So it's like she's dropping like little nuggets of things. She's like hinting to bigger issues, but not diving deep into those.
Yeah, but she does talk about a lot of heartbreak, her divorce from Kevin. She just really wanted to start a family and try it at normalcy and have her babies. And her kids don't talk to her anymore.
She talk about that in the book?
Not so much. I'm still, like I said, I've got like 3 pages. She might mention that, but she talks about her love for them. And of course, she's a mother, and she shares her love for being a mother, and how when they took her kids away, it like broke her. I mean, I can't imagine. So there's so much that, and I hear her story, and I really am also grateful that she shared what she was willing to share.
Yeah.
The industry, they worked her like a horse. And she does talk about her Vegas residency when she got that deal. And she was like, I was done at that point. So I was on autopilot. I didn't put any love into the movements, into the singing. That's why I think we were seeing videos of her just kind of like standing there lip syncing to her songs and we're like, where the fuck's Britney? And it's like, she actually wasn't in it. She was there in person, but in spirit, she was elsewhere.
Yeah.
So it does explain a lot about her experience, and her family. On all accounts, sounds pretty terrible. So I do recommend reading it if you're interested in knowing more about Britney's life. It's a very easy, fast read. At times, she sounds like kind of like she talks kind of like a child, and I'm not making fun of her.
Yeah,
I'm just observing that she has a very like teenager type of way of explaining things. And you'll notice if you read the book, you will see what I'm talking about. It's
because
not
I think
like,
that's where she stunted. Honestly.
Yeah, totally. So you also see that as well, which I think is important for people to understand where she is. So, it was decent, easy read. How are you liking A Little Life?
I'm liking it. Enjoy is a weird word to use considering what.
Please don't spoil it for me.
I'm going to try not to considering what some of the content
it's heavy
consists of. It's really heavy. It's all of the hardest things that you could imagine different people experience.
Oh God, that sounds heavy.
Except what you have here is a group of friends that love each other and are there for each other. There's just this theme of support coming from your friends and your family that's not really your family. It all looks like different things for them. It's really beautiful. That's why I keep going back, because I am loving reading about this love these men have for each other as they navigate life and making it. And, earlier I think I said that, some of them are creatives. These dudes are all like different walks of life doing law and art or whatever. And it's just watching their relationships, reading their relationships, and hearing the emotional, like, really watching how men manage these things.
I'm super curious about that.
It's worth a read.
So Michelle, did you know that this is not necessarily a new book? That this is.
I did. After I checked it out.
Yeah, this came out in 2015, you guys, but this is the power of TikTok. One would have thought that this was a brand new book out last month by the wave that TikTok gives books. Like Book Talk is super powerful in bringing back. I've seen stories about like a guy that went to a bookstore. He wrote a book. It was his dream to do, and no one came to his book signing, and a couple saw him there. And before you know it, they put him on TikTok, and he wrote a crime thriller, and people loved it. And he made sales, and people went to his next book signing. I mean, that there is some power of an influence of like that app that I just love so much.
I agree 100%. And actually I was going to talk about, and we can just move right into this since we're talking about TikTok and what we're watching. I watch this comedian. I'm in my stand-up comedy era, if you will.
Yes.
And so I'm like, there's a lot of like comics in my feed. And there's this dude, Matt Rife, that I follow because my neighbor said you need to follow him. He's cute and funny. And
is he cute and funny?
I think he's adorable. And
is he funny?
And I think he's hysterical. And I think that he does this thing called, in the stand-up comic world, they have this thing called crowd work, where you like go and just gab with the crowd. And I think he's incredible at it, but he's also really good at like having real conversations, hard conversations, but making these jokes where you're just like, wow, you're good,
Yeah.
But he was just on Jimmy Fallon and they started talking about how he made it. And he's been doing this for a long time. And like last year, he started doing TikToks and he didn't want to. He was like, I hate social media. It stresses me out. Like I went against everything I stood for, but he's like, I got to do it. I got to do it. So he started making TikToks and he went and performed at a place where he wasn't invited. They weren't going to pay him and they wouldn't fly him out there. But if he wanted to perform, they would give him a spot. And he said
he just had to do it all himself.
So he said he was that night he was standing there and he was feeling like a defeated loser. He was like, I'm here at this place where nobody even wants me, and his friend's like, you're going to make the best of it. Let's just go have some fun. Fine. So he does. And he makes it edit from that evening. And he's like, why am I even doing this? I don't even want to be here. I didn't want to be there. They didn't even want me here. And his friend's like, you already made the edit. Just do it. Just
put it
out there
on TikTok.
And it blew him up. And it got 20 to 30 million
I'm
views.
Telling you.
And now he's on Jimmy Fallon. That is the power of TikTok. And I feel like that's maybe something
I can't stand.
Who?
Jimmy Fallon.
You've said this before.
I think he is a faker. I think his forced laughing makes me... I can spot that from just a mile away. Ron DeSantis, he does the same fucking fake laugh.
And he does something.
Well, his is terrifying too. But like with Jimmy Fallon, it's just such a forced. No one laughs that hard at the worst jokes or statements ever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And then people are bagging on him for being an asshole on the job, and I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm starting to see through this Mr. Fallon guy.
Yeah, well, I don't know about him. Matt Rife is where it's at. He is funny. Stay with him.
Okay, so let's get to our main topic for today, which is holiday hygiene. So this post was given to us, and forgive me, listener, Instagram follower, I lost you in the messages, but I found your post and we thought it was so important that we did snag it to share it. So we love when people share content with us that they think that will be relevant to our listeners. So let's backtrack just a moment. Michelle and I yesterday went to an amazing networking event that our friend and publicist, we're not working with her actively, but she is a publicist, was ours, and she is our dear friend, Erin Gorley. She invited us to a Hey Mama networking event, which we've never been to. Hey Mama, their mission is basically to support the working mom. Yeah. And the founder, Omri Kibler, was there to join in on this discussion panel, along with the founder of Monica and Andy, Monica Royer. And oh my God, it was an incredibly inspiring, strong, smart, brave group of women.
So good.
We sat in a circle. We did a mini meditation to begin.
Which I loved.
Yeah, it was really lovely. And then we jumped into this discussion on, honestly, it really kind of began as like a Q&A, like the facilitators asking us questions, but then it became like this beautiful discussion amongst about maybe 25 women, all of whom were entrepreneurs or working moms, besides one young woman who shared that she's on the beginning path of becoming a mother. And in this meditation that Omri shared with us, she talked about the upcoming season, the holiday season, and what feelings we have that are holding us back from believing that we are going to have a beautiful, restful, enjoyable holiday season. And she had us envision all these things. And then as we breathed through our meditation, one by one, that worry was like a balloon and it floated away, which is a very powerful visualization.
Visual was very powerful.
It's very helpful.
My balloon felt a little like, I was like, I hope there's enough helium in here to get up a little heavy, but as it got up, it blasted
and
off.
it floated away. And what I did, I visualized my balloons as the ones that were floating away were just your regular good old fashioned like rubber balloons. And the ones that I was holding on to were like the more of like the aluminum, pretty ornate balloons, because those are the ones that I wanted to keep with me for this holiday season. And so the reason why I bring this up is because that event was amazing. Check out both Monica and Andy and Hey Mama. But it really goes in a line with holiday hygiene. And so the original poster of this, her name is Jocelyn Nelson, and she is a licensed therapist, and she goes by @talkswithjoss on Instagram. And she's basically speaking to anyone that is feeling overwhelmed, anxious, stressed, bogged down by the holiday season. I think we all have that somewhere we linger in that space when it comes to the holidays. And now what holiday hygiene, she coined this term, this is what she said she's going to call it, is anything you need to do or practice that allows yourself to approach the holidays mindfully. And she really stresses on the mindfully part. It's how you plan to take care of yourself during the holiday season. And she also went into boundaries because she was like, it's not just setting boundaries because it is difficult. And she made such a valid point. It takes a lot of practice to set a boundary and abide by it and live by it and enforce it. So she's like, this is not setting boundaries, although feel free to put that in your holiday hygiene bucket. But what she does is asks us these 3 questions for us to reflect on. And then this might help you figure out what does the holiday hygiene look like for you. So we'll go through the questions. Michelle, if you have anything you want to answer with, maybe you pop up. So the first question is, so we reflect on these, and the first question is, what feelings come up when I think of the upcoming holidays?
All right. Stress, pressure, overwhelm, lack of time. Are those good for now?
Yeah,
those
but what about other things that are okay?
Oh,
fair,
those are the
and now
negative.
Let's go with the other ones. Go with the other ones that you think might be
nostalgia.
Sure.
Okay.
Keep going.
Tradition. Merriment. Okay. It's there for sure.
Mr. Fuzzywig from A Christmas Carol. It's my favorite character. He is so merry.
Hello. Those things exist when I manage myself
when
better.
You float the other balloons away.
Exactly.
Okay. So number 2, what is important to you during the holiday season? What do you actually care about? Go for it.
I think, time with family, like the season when there's so much to do and it's so busy, is also a time that a time in the season that's allotted for these moments. And, those are the things that I care about, going to the holiday, market with my kid, or cozying up and watching a Christmas movie with my family, things like that.
So, and the third question.
Oh, I want to know what
mine are. Okay. I mean, mine align with yours very much. We're just going to keep you as the patient, my patient for right now.
Yeah, you're a filthy holiday person.
The third one is, what obstacles, challenges can you anticipate that may impact your holiday season?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes there's, can be challenges that come about with navigating family stuff. Sometimes the Amazon truck doesn't deliver on time. Sometimes you're like, the list and cost of things is so great.
Right. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. Great. So if I were a licensed psychologist, and I'm not, disclaimer, I've heard what you've said, and I would say, hopefully you've written all this down. Okay, we'll pretend you did. Look at that list. And what I think that Jocelyn is trying to share with us is to look at that list, look at your worries, and start figuring out what for you can you do so that some of those moments, that number 2, what are the most important things for you this holiday season, come to fruition, that really shine bright this holiday season. And I'm thinking, okay, some things for this situation might be like, for me to have good holiday hygiene, I'm going to abide by a healthy budget. I'm going to set up and start Christmas shopping maybe earlier rather than later now, so that maybe every day I will buy one gift so that everything's here maybe by December 15th and I'm not waiting for anything. But then I also think what's really important here that she's stressing on is, what are you going to do so that you can live throughout the season mindfully? And I think some of these action items can help you do that, because you're going to be less stressed about the other bullshit that's going to bog you down.
Yeah.
And you can then live a little bit more mindfully. So maybe it is continuing to commit to your yoga practices or your walks out in nature, to maybe, asking one of your kids, like, let's go watch a movie together and like no devices, and let's just watch our favorite Christmas movie. And then I think that would help all of your holiday hygiene like come into play. And for me, even just thinking about all these things that I'm sharing with you, ideas I would implement myself. What do you think?
Well, I love that. And I want to share something that I started to do last year in response to the year previous, where I was like, this is the last year I am going to feel like my throat's closing up as the holidays
Tell me
approach.
right now.
Okay. And, something that I don't normally do is get massages. I've kind of talked about this on the pod, I think in the past, whatever. But last year, I decided that during the holidays, first of all, I feel tension in my body. I joke with people that on November 1st, the holiday scaries start to come, and I didn't want that anymore. So I made a commitment to continue to do all the things that I normally do, but I incorporated a pretty regular massage into my regimen from November 1st to December 24th.
So smart.
It was that is my holiday gift to myself and will be till the end of time. It was the single most wonderfully restorative moment that I had experienced. And it honestly helped me. I felt like I was reaching my merriment peak because I took the time to do that.
The power of touch is so powerful. And the fact that to have someone just get all that stagnant energy and bullshit out of your physical body, you walk out there feeling like $1,000,000.
And it's not like
then you're more ready.
More ready. You feel good. You also are like, I just did this for myself. So my battery's charged. My bucket is full. I'm
not just giving.
Sheath.
I'm giving to myself too.
Exactly.
Yes, that's a great one, Michelle.
And this is the other thing, because this is what I liked about the regular kind of massage experience during this time. It wasn't just a touch experience. It's like going to a therapist for your body. At least the gal that I go to, shout out Carrie Wolf Anderson.
She's incredible. Gifted. She has a gift.
She has a special touch, but she's like, how are we doing? Where's your heart? Where are you feeling it? So one day I'd walk in and I'd feel it in my upper right shoulder. Maybe I had some tension in my head or my lower back was killing me. Well, that's what you worked out. So we were just working things out as we went, and it was life-changing.
She's incredible. And I think that is a wonderful way to be mindful and upkeep your holiday hygiene. Yeah. Another one that kind of came out yesterday when we were at the event with Hey Mama was this idea of letting go of perfection. And that goes along with what we talk about a lot, like caring less. Like, listen, put the fucking turkey out there, put your food. It doesn't have to be an Instagram tablescape. Thanksgiving is for your family to gather, to eat, and enjoy one another and some good food.
I want to challenge people this holiday season to take that pressure off of their list completely. Take it off your list. You don't have to have the perfect anything. Just do your best and sit and enjoy now in the time that you've created with your family and friends.
And use what you have. You don't have to, I'm hosting this year. I'll speak from experience. We're hosting 2 of the holidays this year. And I might rent a bunch of wine glasses because we live in a city home. You don't have space for everything. So you have what you need and the other stuff you rent or borrow.
Yeah.
It's just not necessary to overwhelm on top of overwhelm.
That's so true.
So you
So
guys,
true.
listen, get your holiday hygiene on. Think of those questions. I'll put the post within the show notes so you can read about it yourself and just prioritize yourself.
Mhm.
Because if you don't, you're going to be
You're
a
gonna feel like crap.
Scroogey doodle doo.
Yeah.
Okay. So to wrap things up, Michelle, what are you doing for mindful, cozy well-being?
Flower power, baby. I joined a club called the Flower Club. My friend Marcy and her daughter Josie Dunn, who's the mother of this club, she's the founding mother, started a club so young, by the way, this young woman, Josie Dunn, so young and yet so wise. Her and her girlfriend said, you know what? We don't celebrate our accomplishments and our triumphs and our successes enough. And by the time something is happening, we're already on to the next thing. So we're not going to do that anymore. So we're going to create a club where we are going to send a text or a picture of said success to club members and
To kind of to tell
to
one
revel in
another,
it, to raise each other up,
to celebrate.
to celebrate your club members, newest
I
accomplishment.
love this.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it is, because we do not do that. We keep track of what we don't do.
That's all we do. Cane, loser. You haven't done anything. And I'll tell you what, I sent a text to them yesterday and I shared a success that's between me and my flower group. Okay. But it felt weird at first. It felt weird at first to text them and brag almost and get excited about this thing that I would never, ever, ever in a million years have even thought to pay attention to. And after I got through the weirdness of this, what it felt like was a moment worth remembering. I also felt like neural pathways were being created.
Yeah, well, you also said a moment, and you took actually time to acknowledge your celebration for whatever it was that you are celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
And you took a moment, instead of just getting it done and doing whatever it was, I don't even know what it was, that you actually took a moment to acknowledge it and share it with other people. Do you know how lonely fucking shit is if you don't have anyone to share it with?
That's ridiculous. No, Lauren, it's such a good idea. But this is the best part. I just want to tie this up before the flower part of this.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Once a month, we are to buy ourselves flowers and take a picture and share those flowers with our club. And with that picture and in that moment, revel in our flower power.
And your beautiful being of what you're doing, and that you deserve a gift of flowers. That is wonderful.
Isn't it great?
I love this. And that's a great holiday hygiene, actually, is to find a group of people and maybe celebrate the ups during the holiday season. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Listeners, start your own flower club charter. Get your little text
I love
group.
that you're calling it a charter.
It's a
I
charter.
love it.
I'm
thinking about doing it.
Do it. Get your group. It's fun. I cannot wait until I get a text from one of the members so I can cheer them on. I cannot. Literally
this
can't wait.
This is a great idea.
Literally can't wait.
I love it. Now, while you are celebrating, I'm also celebrating too. My favorite time of the year is these little moments where I need to declutter. So the other day I chose 2 big spots, my coat closet in front being one of them, because like I said, we're hosting, so we need space to hang coats. It was a fucking catch-all. It was, you open that things, busting at the seams, shit falls out. I mean, anything and everything. And my husband's a hoarder, so there's empty boxes, empty motherfucking boxes and bottles, and a yoga mat that he says he's going to use one day. A yoga mat that he says he's going to use one day. It's never seen the light of day, and it's not. It can't.
Remove it.
So I did. I removed things. I can open it. There's space to put boots and jackets. And what I did was fill my bucket with a phone call to my aunt. So I did this while the baby was sleeping. So I cleaned my closet. And while decluttering, I was on the phone with Loesch, catching up with my aunt, who I had not caught up with in 1,000 years. And her and I were laughing. She's like, I'm all for you cleaning your closet and checking me off of your need to do list. So it just felt really good. And I feel like when there's less clutter, there's more space all around.
Yes. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays and stay cozy, friends.
Thank you for joining us for today's cozy conversation. For more of The Sister Project, check us out on Instagram at The Sister Proj and our website, www.thesisterprojectblog.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and maybe even drop us a review. Until next time, stay cozy.